see who else. YouTube. And last but not least, Instagram. What's up? Everybody is now here. Welcome to the 7th episode of Making the Album. I'm Bright Lights. If this is your first time tuning in, or if you've tuned in before and you want to get notifications every time I go live, you will want to click right here. And when you put your number in, it'll send you notifications every time I go live, whether that's here making the album, on the red carpet, at Coachella like I was last weekend. Yeah, live shows, things like that. So if you don't want to miss a live stream, this is the spot to hit. Making the album is every Wednesday at 4 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. I am so over the moon about what we have just built so far. Like, this is so cool. Last episode, we had 3,200 viewers, which is crazy. Like, when I think about like making my album in front of 3,200 people, it was 32 or 35. Yeah, it's sort of like mind blowing a little bit. What's up, Clarence? I see you coming in from Instagram. What's He said, "What's up, gorgeous? Oh, I love you." Timon in the building. Hands of Wealth. What's up, Trey? Um, Lee Mareiros. I gotta Lee. I see you on here every week. Send me a DM. You're on Instagram. Yeah, send me a DM and let's chat. I see you on here all the time. Who else is here? A lot of head. Oh, Sarah's here. What's up, Sarah? Sarah is my amazing hairdresser. She's awesome. She also does Steve Aoki's hair. She does Dolly Parton. She's about to do the new Kiss tour. So yeah, Sarah's a superstar. Go follow her, Sarah Tinteri, on Instagram. Colby, I see you, girl. I see you. What's up? Ashley coming in. Ashley's a part of the Reach team. If you guys don't know, every week we're on here beta testing a brand new platform. It's one of my favorite things to do every week is this live stream. And with Reach, I'm able to live stream across all social media platforms at one time, which is pretty sick. And all the comments are aggregated. Kalina in the building. Kalina, I'm about to play some of your footage from Coachella. We're about to talk about that. I love you, sis. Let's see, Jakey in the building. A lot of people saying what's up, coming in. It's so nice to see you guys. I want to first just talk about like my experience at Coachella this weekend. It was my first time. I had never been, and a lot of times when things are like super hyped, I'm like, is it really gonna be what everybody says it is, right? And so I went, and it really was, y'all. It really was. Like, it was such a special experience. I mean, it helped being surrounded by so many of my family, like Andrew and Kalina, and just people that I love. But it was just an incredible lineup, a great show, a great setup, the way they had it set up and laid out. So I just wanted to like share with you guys a couple clips from my experience. So during LPGOB and Kalina's set, I was right in the mosh pit of the crowd. I feel like, you know, it's always really cool to get that perspective on camera because the crowd is the energy of the show, you know, right there in front, the performer with the crowd. And so getting in the middle of the crowd, my friend was like, "You haven't been in the middle of a crowd in a long time." I said, "I know, it was crazy." So this is some footage. Let's see. Let me see if I can. This was me in the middle of the crowd. LP set was nuts. One of the best sets I've seen in a while. There's that one. What other clips? Oh, there's Kalina. Hey, what's up, Chloe? I see you popping up footage. I'm right in front. Woo! That shit was crazy. Oh man, that's taking me back. Such a cool experience. This whole thing. This is LPGOB right here. I love exactly Kalina Sunday service. Exactly. Chloe said Kalina Sunday service. That's exactly what it is. Taking them to church. This is a vibe too. I've had this song in my head all week. Diverse set and a blend of a lot of different genres. And you hear that kick? I'm like right in the bass trap of the crowd. But I just wanted you guys to like see this footage and like feel where I was and kind of like be where we were this weekend. It was so
I'm hyping her up, man. She's the man. She's the
He
man.
was so excited to see her. I loved it. Chloe said, I love when my body vibrates in the pit from the bass. Hey. Look at this guy with his hands crossed. He's the only one. Hey. Boom, 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 boom. This guy was a vibe. Oh, here's another shot of Kalina. I think after this are some stage shots as well from on stage. Come on, sis. Let's go. Crowd control, not yet, not yet. Wait for it. Yes. Woo! Oh, and then I flipped it. What else is this? Oh, this is them hugging after the show. That's so cute. I don't even know how long this video is. Oh, I guess that's the end of it. Yeah, but I just wanted to, let me try to delete these because I think it's messing with the quality of the thing. But yeah, I just wanted to like share some love and light with you guys. You know, this is the Making the Album live stream. So when I'm making my album and when I'm working like heavy into my own music, I don't listen to a lot of other music. I don't listen to a lot of other outside influence because I'm in my zone and I want my own sound and I want, you know, things a certain way. But one thing I do love to do when I'm making an album and I'm in that zone is go to shows because that's so inspiring. And oh, Kalina said she cried. Oh, I love you, sis. That was a special performance. One of the best shows I've ever seen. I'll be honest. Um, yeah, it's just seeing shows is very inspiring when you're making an album because you get to see what works, right? You get to see what works and what's being played and what people are vibing to. And I'm telling y'all, as an artist who was able to sit in the middle of that crowd and just vibe out. Like one kid recognized me. That was really cool and sweet. But for the most part, like I was just left alone and like chilling and vibing, and we were all just like bringing each other energy. And that was such a special moment for me, and I was able to take that back to the studio. And I'll tell you guys, it's a lot of comments coming in about Kalina. Damon said, Kalina, you're a legend queen. Um, Chloe said, you've definitely been on a concert kick. I have. I've been going to a lot of concerts. I saw Meg the Stallion. She was amazing, dude. She came into the audience. I love when artists do that. They just come into the crowd and they say, what's up? And, you know, by the way, Peter, the videos are deleted. They've been deleted now. Um, Sorry if you guys are experiencing like some quality issues here. I'm not sure what's going on. Let me try to refresh this. Give me one. Boom, we're back. Did that help? Yay! Peter said it's way better. Peter, thank you for being here. Thank you for helping me. Um, so yeah, it was just such a cool experience to you know to be there and just see artists just being so dope and just really cool, um so yeah. Let's see what else. I saw the Doja Cat set, which was incredible. What else? I saw, I think one of the coolest things that I got to do actually was to take a peek at the live stream, the YouTube live stream. I got to go into the live stream trailer, and that was really cool. Um, there's some there it's crazy. Yeah, I don't have a moderator this week, so like I'm reading some comments and some people are just y'all, it's crazy when your shit starts popping and you're doing dope shit. Like people come in and just hate on you on your own platform. I'm just like reading some stuff now. I'm just like, please, you know nothing about me. Anyway, can we kick this guy out of here? This is ridiculous. Um anyway, so let's see, what else was I gonna talk about? The live stream was great. So then I came back to LA and I started work on the album again. I'm doing a lot of just polishing up of the last few tracks for this album. And as you guys know, we're doing, hang on one second. Okay. Awesome. He has been deleted from the chat. Blocked, bitch. Anyway, yeah, so coming back to LA and starting to work on on these songs again. I kind of had a new wave of inspiration, and I've also been working on a lot of other things that I'm developing a new platform now as well. That's for other artists. I can't really talk a lot about it right now. I will be rolling it out within the next few months, but I'm super excited about what I'm building. It's really, really incredible. And it's like it's kind of like when you're in line with what you're supposed to be doing, right? And when you're authentic and you're being fully yourself, like 100% in it, things come to you. things fall in your lap. And that's what's been happening to me every day, y'all. It's crazy. Like, I say that I want these things to happen. I say I want this partnership. I want to connect with that person. I want to have a meeting with this big ass artist. And all of this stuff is just happening and it's effortless. And that's the thing about being in the space where you're aligned, right? Your stars are starting to come into alignment. And it's just such a cool feeling, to be in that place again. And that's kind of where you see artists having a wave again, right? Artists, everybody has their waves. We're all artists, or anybody, we all have our ups and downs in life. And years that we crush it, and years that feel like, man, I feel a little bit lost, like I don't really know where to go or what I'm doing. And when I walked away from record labels, I decided to stop signing record deals. I haven't signed a record deal in over a year and a half. I think War for Love was the last record deal I signed. Um, and so, when I walked away from that, when I started speaking out about Spotify, um, I started realizing that I don't need these platforms. I don't need these labels. And when you don't need something and you're self sufficient and you can build an audience on your own, like last week, we had almost 3,500 viewers on a live stream. You guys, that was episode 6. This is episode 7. I think our first live stream started at what, 150 people, something like that. And so to now be at 3,200, 3,500 viewers, um it's a really cool thing to experience. And so in realizing that I didn't need these platforms that artists are made to feel like they need, it made me a lot more powerful. And that has been translating in so many different ways. And I never realized that, like walking away. I didn't know what was going to happen when I walked away from all of that. There was money on the table. Like, I literally like walked away from money on the table because just didn't feel right in my soul. And I was like, it's just not feeling right. And so I'm so blessed now to be in a place where where I'm building stuff that doesn't exist right now, that is needed, it's necessary for artists. And it's giving artists a platform where they don't necessarily need all of these other things that they think they need. And I'm not the only platform that's doing this. Look at what Reach is doing. This is so freaking cool. Like, we get to live stream across all our social platforms at one time. You know how powerful that is? That's powerful. It's taking the power away from the platforms and giving it to the artists. So it's just, I've been in a really great place and just aligned with some great people and just super blessed. So I just want to like give the universe some love right now and say thank you, for blessing me these past few months. I want to move into like my strategy for finishing this album, because in building other platforms and doing tech development and things like that, which is something I never thought I would be doing. Even when we started beta testing Reach, I was like, oh, okay, it's cool, it's whatever. But then once we got more into it, what's the coolest thing of all time? To be able to say, I would like to see this feature. I would like to see that feature. And what if the technology could do this? And then 2 or 3 weeks later, seeing your ideas implemented onto a tech platform, that's one of the most exciting things that I've ever experienced. So I took that and, went and started developing my own platform. And yeah, it's been such a cool experience. So because of that, because I'm doing so much more business stuff now, I don't have time to mix my album. I don't have time to master my album. Like I was telling you guys last week, it's a lot of work. it's a lot of work to do a to make an album, and there's like, you know, 0.0005% of artists are actually doing all the work for their project. When I'm saying all the work, I mean you're writing the records, you're producing, you are mixing, you're mastering, you're editing, you're sound designing. These are all jobs. You're arranging. These are all separate jobs. And so for one person to do all of that work and be a business person and manage your career and, you know, set up branding, sponsorships, or strategic partnerships, it's impossible. It's just impossible to do. And that's why you see a lot of these big artists, especially big DJs, they're more businessmen, right? They're really good businessmen, and they're tastemakers. They have really good taste. And you know, so with my stuff, I was getting stressed out because I'm like, oh my God, I'm on deadlines now because we have rollout and deadlines happening. And I'm like, how am I going to do this? I have to sit here and mix this record. So I reached out to my beautiful, wonderful friend, Shine Chantier. Shine and I met, gosh, over a year ago now, but we met during the pandemic. He was living in Tehran, in Iran, and now he lives in Dubai. And we've become such close friends in such a short period of time, business partners on a lot of different records. Gosh, I think we must have made like what, 10 records or something by now. I played one of our records last week called Reverie. And after last week's live stream, I was like, I need one more song for the EP. So I told you guys, I said, if anybody can send a rough track idea that I can, you know, edit and freak and make it my own and then write the top line and record the vocals, that would help me immensely because it would allow me to fast track that last record, right? We're on a deadline. We don't have a lot of time. I can't just sit here and make a bunch of stuff from scratch. I can, but it's going to be stressful with these deadlines. So Shaheen hit me up. He was like, you say you need tracks? I got tracks. And I was like, let's go. So the first record, literally the first record he sent me, I was like, done. That's done. Send me the instrumental. Let me write it. And then once I write the initial idea, then you know, I'll get the stems from you and I'll freak the production a little bit to fit my style and my sound. And then in the meantime, he was like, I can come and help you with the mix and master on automatic or after party if you need help like tying those up and putting a bow on them. And of course I do. So that is just a really cool thing to have a friend reach out and say, hey, you need help? Like, I got you. And so I want to bring Shaheen on today as a guest. He's going to be doing his own live stream as well. So you guys will be able to go tune into his work and watch him work. I think I'll probably do a session with him for his channel. But yeah, without further ado, I'm gonna bring Shaheen up. We're gonna talk a little bit about these records, and then I'm gonna play you the new song. It's super rough. I don't even know if you guys are gonna be able to hear how dope this record is because it's so rough. But I'm gonna play it for y'all anyway. Shaheen, come on up. He's joining us in three, two, one. Boom! What's up, my
Hello!
guy?
Hi!
How are
How you
you?
doing?
I'm good.
Thank you so much. Thank you for
Where
bringing
are
me in.
you?
Actually, right now I'm in Tehran in my studio, my previous studio before
Mm-hmm.
Dubai studio,
You just moved
for
to
doing some
Dubai.
things. And yeah, yeah, it's literally, I think, 6 months that I went to Dubai, but I came to Tehran right now to my studio to do some things, some projects, and actually the last move into Dubai.
Nice, nice. Well, I want to talk like a little bit about our process because we've been working together for a while now. So I want to talk about
Yeah, my
what,
pleasure.
yeah, I want to talk about like what I love about us working together because you are so underground and I'm so pop, right?
Yeah.
You know, those are our gut
Yeah.
instincts. That's where our hearts kind of live, you know. But you also have good pop instincts,
Exactly.
and I also have good underground instincts because I go to all these underground shows, and you know, so we both have an
Yeah.
appreciation for, you know, for all styles of music, and
Both
specific,
sides.
yeah, exactly. So you know, even listening to Automatic, I was just going through the AB, right, of the mix work that you did on Automatic this
Yeah.
week. And like even just what you've done so far, and we haven't even done any sound redesign yet. But even what you've
Yeah.
done so far, I was like, he made it lean a little bit more dance. You know what I mean? Cause like mine,
No, as always.
yeah, yeah, yeah. But that's great because my version is leaning so pop. And, but my audience is dance, right? I mean, my audience is that bridge, honestly. It's both. But you
Yeah.
know, as someone who plays dance festivals and dance shows, and you know, I need records that work in those environments, in those spaces. So you know, one thing that my version brings to the table is like that cool high end, like the mids and the highs with that vocal sitting out front, with the lead sitting out front. That's a very pop move. And then yours, what you did, I'm going to play
Yeah.
this in a minute. I'm going to play it for him in a minute, but what you did was really bring, and the bass needs to be redesigned, the kick needs to be redesigned. We already discussed that. But you brought already,
Yeah.
even just with the idea that you sent me, it already feels like it's going to be better in the low end when that's you know, when that's done, based on how everything else was positioned in the spectrum and mixed in. So at this point it's kind of like blending our two ideas together and doing a redesign of that low end. So I want to play quickly. I'm going to share my screen as well.
Nice.
Um, let's see. Select screen. Boom, boom. I'm going to catch up on some of these comments too. Let's see who's commenting. Oh, somebody, Timon said, road to 100,000 viewers. I know that's right. We are ready, y'all. Dude, I can't wait till we're live streaming for 100,000 people. Like that's a crazy concept. Like just even saying that out loud just sounds wild. But it's going to happen. It is absolutely going to happen. Um, People saying good energy, good vibes. I'm so happy you guys are here. Thank you for joining us. Um, let's see. Oh, Damon said it's so true. He feels it, you know, making music all the time can sometimes be exhausting. Yeah, especially when we got deadlines and stressing out and running around. um, who else is coming in here? I just want to catch up on these comments. Oh, so somebody keeps. Oh, Lee keeps mentioning DJ Raiden, Heart of Steel. Yeah, that's one of my favorite records. Before I get into Automatic, let me quickly tell a story about Heart of Steel. So, Heart of Steel, I did with DJ Raiden. He's a Korean producer, DJ, incredible, just human being. I love him. And I wrote this record called Heart of Steel. The idea was about my godson. So my godson is. I wish I had a picture of him on this computer. This is a newer one, but yeah, he's 11, and you know, I've known him since, you know, right around when he was born. And I wrote this song, Heart of Steel, about like a mother's love for her child. And although it wasn't my child, I got to experience that bond between a mother and a son, you know, through the eyes of his mom, and through myself and his father as well. And so that record was super close to my heart. and I went to I got to spend 2 weeks with Beyonce. That was a blessing. She brought me out to to record a couple of tracks and to write for the project. And so I brought up the idea of Heart of Steel. I ended up writing it and recording it with her. Not with her vocal, but with my vocal. But it was going to be like a dedication to Blue. And in the end, she decided not to do it. Sometimes artists will love a record, but it just feels like it's not quite for them, or maybe it feels like it's for another artist, or I love this, but it's just not me. So I ended up just taking that acapella that I recorded at Beyonce's house and giving it to Raiden. And I said, let's make this record. We ended up performing it live at Ultra Japan, Ultra Bali. Um, and yeah, it was just such an amazing experience. Jakey said, I'm so glad you kept it. Me too. It's really special, especially because the initial concept was about my godson. So the fact that it remains my record is really cool and something special too. So I just briefly wanted to tell that story because somebody had asked about that song. But yeah, I love that song. It's one of my favorites. Another fun, this is not
Actually,
fun,
this is
but hmm?
sorry. I think you're hearing me with so much delay. But
I am.
anyways, I was going to say it's always happening in your songs that you do dance music all the time, but your lyrics are beautiful as
Mm.
it has a story behind it, and this is what I love, what I always
Aw,
love about your
thank
songs.
you. Thank you so much. When I came into the dance space from the pop world, that was my one goal. That was my one goal, was
Yeah.
to change the lyricism of dance music, because I always loved dance music, but I more so loved the production, right? Because like the melodies are great. Like if you think about classic dance records, a lot of the melodies are great, but there was a lot of dance records that I heard, and even still today sometimes hear, and I'm like, what are these lyrics? Like, what's happening? Like lyrically, I just couldn't sink
Yeah.
my teeth into those records. And so when I came into the dance world, I was like, man, I really need to bring a different level of lyricism to this world and to this genre, because I thought it was really important. Shaheen, while I pull
Yeah.
up this
Yeah,
session,
I think I should refresh.
yeah, refresh, and I'll pull this up. Hey, bruh, this song is gonna be so good. Let me see. Oh, Shaheen's not back yet. Some Jakey said "How You Love Me" was the first song I actually heard where I was like, I have to know this singer. Jakey, exactly. That's what I'm talking about. Like when you hear a song and you think, I have to know who this artist is. Let me bring Shine back up. I have to know who this artist is. Like when people pull out their phone and start shazamming. That's how you know you got something. When you're checking, you can spend as much marketing money as you want to spend, but unless you got random people holding their phone up in the club or in the gym or in the mall or wherever your music is playing to say, I have to know what this is, that's the goal. Like that's the goal for all of us as artists, right? To be that I have to, who is this? I have to know what that is. Check, Shaheen.
Hey again.
Is that
Check check.
better?
1 2 3. For me, everything was better
Oh
from the first
Lord.
step, but
Oh
I don't know if
Lord.
you have me okay or not.
Kind of. We'll get through it. I'm gonna
Kinda.
play. I'm gonna
Oh,
play the existing record. Peter says close other tabs. I'm gonna play a couple
yeah.
of existing. I think it's internet related. Yeah. Um. So this is playing from.
Yeah, so I'm going to change my Wi-Fi to some other thing
Okay.
and refresh again. I think you can play the song.
I'm gonna. Cheyenne, can you mute yourself for a second? All right, guys. So this is the version that I sent Cheyenne. Actually, I'm gonna play his first. So I sent him the stems this past week, and I said the bass needs to be redesigned, because I essentially took a sample that I like the bass sound of the sample, attached it to the keyboard, and then played the bass line that I wanted. But because of that, there is some like degradation in the quality of the sound, right? And then when I'm trying to, it didn't really have much low and like super sub in it. So then when I tried to add a sine sub, it just, I don't know, I just couldn't get it to like come out the way I wanted it to. And so Cheyenne is going to be redesigning the bass this week. He's also going to redesign the kick, because normally when you switch up the bass, anything that happens low end affects the other low end. And kick and bass are pretty much in dance music. Kick and bass are really all that lives at the low spectrum, between, we're talking like, 20, 30 hertz to essentially like 200 hertz. So that's that low end. I'll show you on here, like the spectrum. Essentially from like here to about here is where the bass lives on the spectrum.
Electric static, this
Right
beat
here.
here go automatic.
You see when the drop came in, this part popped up.
This beat go automatic.
So I'm just playing the drop because when we're doing, sound redesign, or we're shaping up a record, a lot of times, we are realizing what doesn't work when we're mixing. So as I was starting to mix this record, I was like, man, hang on. I'm going to take Cheyenne out of here for a second. Boom. It's just me and you now. Um, so, also, I lost my voice at Coachella, y'all. I was not expecting that because it was so much dust. Like the dust was crazy. I was not expecting that. My friend was like, "Oh, bring something to cover your mouth and stuff." And I was like, I'll be fine." I was not fine, you guys. I was hawking up loogies like I was dying. And so my voice still hasn't even recovered. It's much lower, and y'all know I just recovered from COVID too. So yeah, my voice doesn't know what's happening right now. Um, so that version that I just played was what Cheyenne did to the track, while he was starting to mix it, and seeing where everything fits and sits in the frequency spectrum. This is my version. Now my version has some mastering on it. So mixing is a totally different craft than mastering. So with the mastering, mine is going to feel a lot different because there's mastering on it as well. So
Electric static, this beat.
this is I was talking about, mine, I always mix like a pop freaking producer, but I'm making dance records, so it's really important that these mixes translate in it from a dance perspective. That's really important. But low end is the most difficult thing for a producer to master. I know incredible producers who can't really get their hands around low end. They bring other people in to resound design their basses and their kicks. It happens all the time. Um, One of the biggest records of, I think, 2 years ago, that You Stay on My Mind, that Diplo side piece collab, Luca Predolesi mixed and mastered that, but Luca actually had to come in and redesign that low end because it just wasn't grooving and it wasn't hitting right. So he had to really spend a lot of time, and they try to do it on their own too, but that stuff takes a lot of time. And when you're touring and you're doing, photo shoots and promoting the records and, aligning collaborations and recording vocals and, doing all this other kind of stuff, you don't really have time for a lot of that. You know what needs to be done. But is it really the most valuable use of your time at that point as a huge brand to sit there to sit there for 5 hours and redesign a bass? So this is a very, very common thing that I am now dealing with myself. And so, A being Cheyenne's version with my version, um, there are some distinct differences. My version, because it's more of a pop mix, the vocal is more out to the front, and the lead, that lead is way more out to the front. And you see that with a lot of pop music. You see the leads and the mains out more toward the front. EDM is the same way. EDM is the pop version of dance music, right? That's why it was in mainstream for as long as it was. And pop just means popular, palatable for the masses, something that a large group of people say, hey, I like this. And usually that's singable records, that's memorable records with leads, like things that get stuck in people's head. This beat go automatic, yeah. Like that's more palatable and memorable, and like I'm not gonna sit there and be like boom 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 boom. Sometimes a bass line is that way. Sometimes a bass line leans super memorable and really makes the track. But in my case, because I'm a singer first, a lot of times it's the top end of the spectrum that really defines my sound and really defines like who I am as an artist. But because I'm in the dance space, that low end is really, really important. And if I don't get that right, I have missed the mark and I might as well not even be here. Like, honestly. So if you listen to Cheyenne's version, here's mine first. Listen how much more space is in Cheyenne's mix. That's how you know a good mix, is because it feels like there's space around. Mine is just like squashed and muddy. Mine is very muddy. Listen to that difference. So the one thing I want to do, Cheyenne dropped out. Let me see if I can add him back. I'm going to invite him again so we can try to talk about this. Oh, Raylan said another banger is coming for sure, dude. I'm super excited about this. I don't know why my camera keeps going in and out. Hello. Hello. Oh, somebody said I thought EDM and dance music were the same. That's a topic that's up for debate. That's been up for debate for many, many, many years. I think that, EDM is kind of two different things, right? EDM is sort of like a snapshot in time. It's a moment in time where all of those records, 2000, what, 11, 12, 13, um, 14, 15, 16, kind of like that era was like the era of EDM, and where EDM was coined, like where that phrase and where that genre was born. We never said EDM before that era. So it's sort of like a snapshot in time of that time that we all love and a lot of us like really miss, because the music was just, that was a really special time for us, and for the culture too. And dance music is the culture. EDM's not the culture. Dance music is the culture. So, EDM is sort of like the more commercial side of dance music, which like pure dance fans don't fuck with it, right? Like pure dance fans, there's very few like EDM records that like a techno artist. I wish Shaheen was on here. Shaheen would, cause Shaheen's like a melodic techno, deep house. Like his stuff is very underground. So Shaheen would be considered the dance community. He would never say I'm an EDM artist. I can say I'm an EDM artist because I came through that era of that time where we were having hit after hit after hit. Like my records were playing on pop stations, huge pop stations. My record would go off and Lady Gaga's record would come on. You know what I mean? So like techno DJs don't even know that life. They don't even know, and I'm just saying techno because that's a super underground genre. There's a lot of, beautiful, amazing underground genres that just, they're not for the masses. And that's the whole point. Like it wouldn't be as cool if it was, you know what I mean? If it was so commercial. But me, I love that stuff. I love underground music. I love underground shows. But who I am as an artist, who I am, and my influences and where I came from, I grew up in the middle of nowhere. Like, let's think about this real quick. I'm gonna go, I'll come back to this screenshot. But like, think about, I grew up in the middle of nowhere, right? So the only way that I had access to music was the radio. That's what I grew up listening to. Destiny's Child, Britney Spears, Beyonce, Usher. And what's crazy is that when I started my career, these are the artists that I was writing for. Like these were some of my first artists coming into the game. So my whole childhood was like pop, R&B, hip hop, commercial music because that's all I had access to. I didn't even know what techno was. No clue. I didn't even know that existed. And gospel music because my father was a pastor. So like that's where like the soul of me comes from. I was raised in a different kind of way. People from the South, we hit different. You feel me? We hit different. And so, my influences are very unique, and that has to translate into who I am as an artist. Even though I sit in the dance space, I still have to be authentic. I still have to be who I am. So blending all of that together, and I'll be honest, like dance music saved me. It really saved me because I was devastated and burnt out by the pop world. The pop world isn't really the most healthy place to be. It's pretty toxic if I'm being honest. So I felt like a bit abused and abused for a while, like on the pop side. And when I was trying to leave the pop world, because I was like, I just don't want to do this anymore. It doesn't feel good to my soul. Um, so when I started leaving the pop world, all these DJs were seeing ahead and seeing, wait a minute, I can cross over to be a pop star. Like I could be a pop star. So it was like the worlds were coming together, and I was one of the hottest pop songwriters. They needed pop songs to be. You can't be a pop star without pop songs. So and I wanted to be a part of a culture. Pop is not cultural based. It's just not. Pop is what's popular. And I wanted to have roots. I wanted to have a real home, and I didn't know where that was. And the first time I went to EDC, I'll never forget, like, losing my mind because I didn't even realize that that culture existed at all. I think this was 2010. I think it was 2010, and I'll never forget. I already had my purple hair. I already had that by that time. So I walked in, and I didn't even know any of this, y'all. This is what's crazy. So I walked into onto the field, or like right by Neon Garden, with my hair. I had a character, like Bright Lights comes from a screenplay. So I was dressed like my character from the screenplay, and I'm walking around, and I'm like, these are my people. I was like, it's red hair, purple hair, green hair. Like, look at the costumes. They look like me. I look like them. This is crazy, you know? And so it changed my life, and dance music was the first place to really hold me down and say, hey, we support you, we love you, we're going to give you a home. Like, this is your home now, you know? And so I would never leave dance music. I could be the biggest pop star in the world. That's not my goal, by the way. I don't need to be a pop star. If that ends up happening, whatever, I'll accept it. We'll deal with it. That's not the goal. The goal is, to I have something to say. I feel like my music helps people, so I really just want to help people and impact lives, and now create like new platforms that help artists, other artists, not just me. So yeah, that's how I got into this business. I don't know, I got off on I got off on a huge tangent, y'all. That's what happens in these live streams. And yeah, how do we get on this? Somebody asked about EDM. That's how we start talking about it. EDM, pop music, Shaheen being more underground, um, and helping me with this mix, which I'm going to go back to right now. And the last thing that I want to do with you guys today, we're making the album live. So this past week, I made a new record called Hot. It's fucking hot, y'all. It's fucking hot, y'all. Oh my god, I'm so excited about this song. It's super rough, but I'm gonna play it for you guys anyway. Nothing, the vocals not even mixed. It sounds crazy, but the concept is amazing. So I'm trying to think, do I wanna I want to play Automatic one more time. Oh, I want to talk about one more thing that Shaheen did. I'm gonna share my screen with you guys. What's up, Arrange89 coming in from Instagram. Damon in the house. Kobe said you tell a story in every song. I do. When I write, like, I really hear. When I write, I see visuals. So, like, I'll see a scene play out in my head. My head is very cinematic. So that's why I write screenplays, and a lot of people don't know this about me, but like I see things very cinematic, and it's one of the more frustrating parts of my career sometimes because it costs a lot of money to make music videos, y'all. It's not cheap. And when you're independent, everything's coming out of your own pocket. So you think you're gonna shoot something for under 10K that's popping, slick, glossed out, looks dope? No, it's not gonna happen. So, independent artists, we're pulling out 10, 20, 30, 40, $50,000 out of our personal bank accounts, y'all, just to make a music video. So that's why you see a lot of artists partnering with brands and doing sponsorship deals. Oh, I'm gonna drink a Coke. I'm gonna drink a Coca-Cola or a Red Bull in my music video so that somebody can pay for this. And that's one of the more frustrating things for me as a visual writer, is that I always want to shoot a video, right? Because there's always a story in there, and I'm like, but people gotta see the story. And so hopefully with this new album coming out, we can set up a couple strategic partnerships where we can get, I would love to get all of these, I would love to get videos made on all of these songs. Um, yeah. So let me see. I'm just catching up on some of these comments before I move. Oh, Damon said dance music saved my life too. Man, it's so many of us. It's so many of us. I tell you, when I was in that crowd at Coachella with those, it was a Do-Lab stage, so it was all dance fans. Like everybody in that audience was like a dance head, and I was right there in between amongst family, and that was such a cool feeling and an amazing energy. If you are just tuning in now and you didn't see the footage that I posted or that I showed on this live stream earlier, go back to the YouTube post or Twitter post. This post live on Facebook as well. Go back and watch those videos because the energy was so refreshing, and I needed that. Like I needed that, being around dance family and just enjoying a set from the audience. That was so cool. Um, let's see. Okay, so I want to play. Hang on, I gotta share my screen. Y'all, I'm thinking about live streaming more than once a week now, actually. So in the comments, sorry, I eat ice all the time. It's such a terrible habit. Excuse me. If what do you guys? That's what I want to know. What do you guys think about me live streaming more than once a week? Not in making the album one. It'll be a different topic. But maybe Tuesday or Thursday, maybe every Friday, um, on another topic and doing something else. If you guys would be interested in seeing a live stream more than once a week, hit comment and let me know. And if you have a topic in mind, like I'm always happy to talk about anything or dive into anything. I'm considering doing a live stream regarding the tech development that I'm doing. I have to be careful with that because I can't talk a lot about it right now, but I think that oh, that's a cool idea. Oh, Damon, I love that idea. He said Motivation Music Monday. I love that. Maybe a DJ live stream, right? Like maybe where we just play music for each other. That could be really cool. I think I would really enjoy that. Um Cool. That's a great idea. My other idea, like I was saying, was maybe letting you guys sneak in and have like a sneak peek view at the platforms that I'm developing and the tech side of what I'm doing. I don't know if that's too geeky for y'all, but for me, that shit is freaking cool. Like I was just, we were in a meeting last week with the development team, and I'm just watching this screen and how we're developing all the stuff that we're working on. And I'm just like, when people see this, they're going to lose their minds. So maybe, I don't know, maybe I'll just record that and release some clips from those meetings a little later. But yeah, if y'all have any ideas, DM me. I'm seeing some cool ideas here popping up. Seeing some cool ideas. But I also really like the sharing the music thing because that allows us to reach out to more artists, to talk about artists that we love that maybe not everyone has heard about yet. I'm loving that idea. Let me simmer on that a little bit and let's talk about a new live stream. Twice a week could be really cool. Now I'm gonna share my screen. Let's see. Let's share this. So right before we leave talking about Automatic, I think Automatic will be finished in a week or two. And I'm not sure if I'm going to have Cheyenne master it or not. We got to talk about that too. Because I like dirty masters. and Shine likes clean masters. When I say dirty, I mean like lots of saturation and yeah. So we kind of come from different places on that. Although I love for his style and his sound, I love his mastering for his sound. It's just it's really a personal preference. I want to talk about what he did here. Let me see, can y'all hear this? Yeah, I think you can. Okay, so this is going into the second verse.
What did you do to me? Body's talking in the dark, don't need to speak. This ain't no make believe.
Change this whole thing
Oh, I
up.
could really be your kind of freak.
So that wasn't there before. This is why I love Shaheen. Shaheen always comes through in the end with just like one little last minute. What if it was like this? This is what mine does. Um that needs tweaking, by the way, but here's what I did with it.
Feel electric static.
This is his.
Face to face. Don't need to speak.
Yeah.
Face to face. Spilling my heart out now.
I want to keep some kind of.
What did you do to me? Body's talking in the dark. Don't need to speak. This ain't no make believe, baby. Oh, I could really be your kind of freak.
But he switched the bass line up, which I love.
What did you do to me? Body's talking in the dark, don't need to speak. This ain't no make believe, baby. Oh, I could really be your kind of freak.
So what's crazy about I wish we weren't having issues right now with getting him on, but that change is really cool to me for a few reasons. One, that whole note bass line, because we're doing that rhythmic bass line pretty much the whole time, right? And that long whole note bass line, like I think it's even like a Reese bass, sonically. That's what it's feeling like to me. It makes that section more emotional, right? Like that song, now I really feel that vocal, right? Chloe just said the speak line. Yeah, like you can feel the vocal more with that, with that breakdown. So I think we just need to blend a bit more the energy because we can't have a complete dropout. But I really love this idea.
What did you do to me? Body's talking in the dark, don't need to speak. This ain't no make believe, baby. Oh, I could really be your kind of freak.
And this needs to come in a little bit more gradual.
I could be your kind of freak. I could be a freak. I could be your electric static. This beat here go automatic.
Dude, 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 dude. I like this record is gonna be huge. I really believe that. Um, what's going on with this screen share? Hang on, let me take this off. So yeah, that's the changes that we made. I think we've been talking about automatic since the beginning of this live stream. But you know, you guys see like how long this process takes to make a record and to make it right. Anybody can make a record, but I'm talking about to make it right, polished, the bow put on it, you know, mixed and mastered, and just sounding right on every system, in the club, in the car, in the on your iPhone. You know, that takes a lot of time to get all of that stuff really right. And then now I'm thinking about choreography, because this video needs real dance. Like this video needs some like real, I don't know. I was thinking like some kind of a really unique, cool like shuffle move that everybody can do. But it's just so energetic and it feels so good and bouncy. I'm like, we need to do something with this. Um Somebody said, I want a DJ automatic at a show so bad. You imagine how I feel. I can't even play these at shows yet because I know it's not going to hit right in the club just yet. But after this week, when we redesign that bass and that kick, it's going to be in a much better place. I can send it to master. This record is going to be incredible and it's going to sound really cool. Chloe said, get Billy's backup dancers from Coachella. I could. We could absolutely. There's so many talented dancers out there. I'm actually going tonight. If you're in LA, there is a show I think it's once every few months. It's called Carnival. And my friend Trey, who you guys probably know, if you're if you're a real Bright Lights fan, you guys probably know Trey. Trey used to tour manage me. He did choreography for me for many, many years. He's the one that finds all the dancers for us, and he hosts a show every few months called Carnival. And it's essentially a place that highlights and showcases incredible choreographers and the dance community. It's something really special for the dance community, where if you're a dancer or you love dance, you can come connect and just meet a bunch of people, see some incredible art on stage. So yeah, that's where I'm going tonight to support him, and I have some friends dancing in the show as well. So yeah, because of that relationship and that just that connection to the dance world for so long, we can get to whoever we want, you know, choreography or dancer wise. But yeah, it's so fun working with dancers. Honestly, it makes the show. As someone who's toured with dancers, the dancers, they make the show. It's like that ingredient in the cake. It's not even the icing on the cake. It's that ingredient in the cake that's like, okay, you know. So I miss my dancers. I can't wait to be touring with them again. Um, Yo, Chloe said, automatic makes me want to be in the middle of the dance floor, straight vibing, and have someone pop a bottle of champagne on me. We can arrange that. We can arrange that. It's so funny. Um, Let me see. So I want to, last but not least, I want to leave you guys with the new song, right? We was talking about a new song. Mm. What y'all drinking? Y'all got something to drink? If you drinking on something, shout it out. Today I'm drinking Red Bull and tequila. I normally don't drink, and it's not even a lot of tequila in here, but I normally don't drink while I'm doing these live streams. But you know, I decided it's Wednesday, and I'm a rock star. I'm a motherfucking rock star. so I do what I want. No, I just felt like having a drink today. Is this awkward if I don't say anything? Can we can we have are we close enough that we can have you know, comfortable silence? Hmm. Can we have a comfortable silence? Ah, yeah, I get tired of talking sometimes. That's why I have guests on. Shaheen, I need you. um, but this is the last segment of our show, and where I'm gonna talk about this last record that I made for the EP. So if you don't know, I talk about this every week, but essentially for new people who are joining us, the album is comprised of two EPs. The first EP is a 3-song club EP, which is Automatic, the song I just played, another record called After Party, which we all love, and a new record called Hot. It's HOT. Um, and Hot is just another one of those club records that fits on that first EP. The second EP is a little bit more emotional, less club. They can still play in the club because they're still high energy records, but they're more emotional, and yeah, they can also play on the radio like the second EP. And then the full album is the first two EPs with like 6 new songs. Chloe, stop reading my mind. Chloe said Hot needs a Paris Hilton feature. Wait when I play this shit, bitch. So that's so funny, cause that's what I'm trying to do. I can get to anybody I want to get to. I've been in the business long enough, and thankfully, thankfully, like a lot of people know me as a good person, so that kind of like gets me in a lot of doors just off the strength of like GP shit, you know, like she's cool people, like at least take the call, at least, you know, say what's up. So, but I'm very careful and I'm very strategic about everything I do. Everything I do, even all these records that I'm making, is very strategic. And I could go into all kind of detail about why I decided to do everything the way that it's being done. And so when I was thinking about Paris, I was like, I really want to get her on this record because A, she needs a record. She's starting to book shows now again, and she needs a song. She needs a record. I love Paris. I'll tell you guys, I partied with Paris one time, and I wasn't expecting it. I don't know how I ended up in that room. To be honest, it was either her or Nicole Richie's birthday party. I can't remember whose birthday it was, but I ended up in this birthday party for Paris Hilton or Nicole Richie, and they didn't know who I was. Like at that time, I was a songwriter, you know, and I was just there in the cut. Bye, Timon. Love you. Timon has to go to bed now. He's in Germany. So many international fans on here. If y'all gotta go to bed, I love y'all. Shaheen probably gotta go to bed too. It's like 5 a.m. Um, Brittany on Automatic. Ooh, that would be crazy. What's crazy is that I can actually get to all of these people. That's a beautiful thing about it. But a lot of times when you're talking to an artist as big as Brittany, it would become her record, right? The odds that my name would still be able to sit on that track in the title credits, that's very slim, you know. That's I don't want to say impossible because nothing's impossible. But most big artists, when they take a song, it's their song. And a collab, I want to talk about this because this is something that not a lot of people understand. A collab is a marketing move, period. A lot of new producers, a lot of new artists think that they can just ask to put their name in the title credits. Does it make sense? to have your name in the title credits from a marketing perspective. What is your name on this song going to do for this song? Am I going to get 2 million more views because of your name? Am I going to get, you know what I mean? So that's the question that's always asked when we're talking about collabs. We're not talking about a content influencer collab. I'm not talking about come get in this video. I'm talking about to be on the song, to sit in the title credits. That's a big deal. And you better bring some heat, and there better be a reason why your name is in those credits. Otherwise, what are you asking for? And so that's something that I see a lot of people doing, that it's not always the best look. You feel me? I mean, sometimes you try to get what you can get, but sometimes sometimes it makes people look at you like, really? Really? You think your name should be on this? It's like, nice try. And I feel like that's what would happen if I went to Britney, like, hey, I got this automatic record. We should keep my name on it. Bitch, why? Like, we don't need your name. Here's a check. Here's your publishing, here's your royalties. Let's move along. So, yeah, yeah, it's just an interesting sort of thing that we deal with all the time. Can somebody handle what's going on in the chat right now? We have a couple other people that need to be muted and hidden. Thank you, Peter. It just amazes me, like, the ignorance that comes through some of I hope y'all don't have to see this. I'm mad that I have to see it, actually. Oh my God, so many ignorant people in this world. Let me see. Okay, so we're gonna get into hot right now. We're gonna get into hot. I need just a minute to, like, not calm down because I'm not upset, but like, I'm glad I made a drink. Peter, I'm glad I made a drink at this point. Wow. Wow. Okay, I'm sorry. I needed a moment to process that. Let's see. So, I'm moving on to a record called Hot. I had a concept for this record a while ago. So, I wrote this record once before that I produced. I produced the track, but it just wasn't going where I wanted it to go. Like, it was too pop. Um, it didn't have the underground sensibilities that this album needs to have, to a certain degree. That the album really needs to ride that fence between, like, true dance, like real deal dance credibility and authenticity. That's really important, but it's also really important for me to be my authentic self as well, which is a lot of pop influence. So I originally wrote this record that I produced. I'll play that for you guys in a little bit. But I'm going to play Cheyenne's version first. Cheyenne sent me this track last week. Remember, I was telling you guys, I was like, if somebody has an instrumental that I can just take the stems and freak it and make it my own and add some things to it and then write the top line and record the vocals, that would make the process, like, much faster for me. And I'll be able to finish this up and meet my deadline, because I'm on deadlines right now. So Cheyenne sent me this track, and I was like, let me try to use the hot top line idea. Now, a lot of it needed to be rewritten, but let me use that concept, right? Because you, as writers, we have concepts all the time. We think about, oh, that would be a cool song title, or that would be something really cool to write about. And then, it doesn't always work out. You might try to make that once and it doesn't really work out, or twice, that didn't work out. And then, sometimes it just works. And this time it worked with this concept. So the concept is like a joke. So if you guys know me, I don't know why this keeps going out of focus. If you guys know me as an artist, which I hope I hope a lot of you do by now, um, you know Gringa. You know the record Gringa. So Gringa was a record that I made as a joke. It's a fun record. It's something to dance along to. Originally, I wrote Gringa as an English record. And it was like, oh, what was the original? The original top line was, the original top line was, I am the party. I am the club. I dun 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 dun. Oh, I am the party. I am the drugs. I am the something something. And it just never worked out. Like, it was just never working for me. And then one day I made this beat, and I was just like, as a writer, it's I'm not fluent in Spanish, but I do know a lot of Spanish. So when I go to Spanish speaking countries, I can get by pretty well. Like, I can hold my own, I can carry certain conversations. It's broken, but like, I can get my point across and say what I need to say. I know a lot of Spanish words, right? My vocabulary has is quite big, but my conjugation, like my verb conjugation, and especially knowing the past tense and future tenses and all that stuff, that's super, super rough. But as a writer, I've worked with a lot of Latin artists, and we're writing in Spanish. And one thing about Spanish is it's a lot easier to rhyme in Spanish as a writer, as a songwriter. And sometimes when I get stuck on an English line, sometimes a Spanish line comes to me, and it's just easier. It's easier to write that way. Um, so with Gringa, I was just, I was, the song wasn't, the original song wasn't even called Gringa. It was called like I Am the Party or something like that. And I started that track, and I was like, Yo soy la fiesta. Yo soy gasolina. Soy lo que necesita. That white girl, la gringa. And I was like, wait, that shit is fire. Yo soy la fiesta. I'm the party. Yo soy gasolina. I'm the drugs. Soy lo que necesitas. I got what you need. The white girl, la gringa. So that record was not meant to be serious. It was a departure from, the kind of music that people know me for, which is like emotional, um, emotional, uplifting. Think about all those, the Porter Robinson language, Never Say Goodbye with Hardwell, How You Love Me, Blau, super emotional. So this was me doing something completely different. And I'll tell you guys, I'm so glad that I did that record, because that song goes off at every single show, no matter who knows the song, no matter what. When I drop that song, it always goes off at any party, any club, any festival. People are just losing their minds to that track. And it was a fun record. It wasn't meant to be serious. I invited Fito Blanco on. I invited Fito to do a verse for me. We co-wrote the record. He co-wrote my verse with me in English. And so it was just, that record means a lot to me, actually, even though it's like a joke and for fun. That record means a lot. Fito means a lot to me. Buddha, DJ Buddha, who connected us. All the people that had a hand in that record. My manager at the time, Carlito, like, There was a lot of people that came in on that record that really made it something special. So hot is like the cousin of gringa, right? So it's not, there's no Spanish in hot, but it's not meant to be serious. It's not meant to be emotional. It's just meant to be a fun dance floor banger that people can groove to. And then whenever I'm making my records, the one thing that I'm always thinking about are my shows. You know, I've been touring since I was 12. That's never going to end. I'm probably going to be touring when I'm 70. You know, like that's all I've ever known. I'm one of those artists that's like truly built for tour. A lot of artists like they can't handle tour. It's like an extreme sport. You know, you're getting like 4 hours sleep a night, especially international tours. You're going through customs every day as a singer, sound checking. I can't just show up. I'm not just a DJ. I can't just show up for the show, plug and play. We got to check the mic. We got to check the reverb, the delay. Can you give me some more compression? You know, so touring is an extreme sport. And so whenever I'm making records, I'm always thinking, how is this going to perform? Can I sing this live? Some of the songs that I made early on in the beginning of my career, I was not thinking like that. And I suffer for it still today. Like I put the mic in my hand, I'm like, fuck. Like I hate that I wrote it like this because it's so like challenging to sing. So now when I'm making records, I'm thinking, how is this going to sound live as a singer? Like how is this going to feel? What part of the show is this going to be in? What other records does this live around? What am I going to mix into this? What song am I going to mix out of this record? These are all things that are going through my head while I'm creating music. So without further ado, this is hot. It's not mixed. There's nothing polished about this, but you can hear how fucking fire this could be. There's a lot of stuff I'm gonna have to change, but yeah, I'll just let you guys hear it.
That's hot. No sleep, going all in, so deep. Probably should have stayed at home. I've been a bad girl. Oh well, no regrets. This techno music got me hot as hell. I'm burning up. I'm your every desire. I'm burning up. Ain't no stopping this fire. I'm burning up. It's electric revival. I'm burning up. Wait, stop. Damn. I'm coming in hard. That's hot. I'm talking about hot. Real hot house of techno. Real hot. I'm talking about tech. I'm coming in hard. Real hot. That's real hot. That's hot. Just so you know I'm coming in hard. Real hot house of techno. Real hot. I'm talking about tech hard.
Yo, I'm so stupid for this.
House of techno.
Like this just okay, so hang on, let me come back to my other window. Here we are. So obviously the song is super rough. Like none of the vocals have been mixed. Like nothing. It was just me straight recording, and that's the idea. But I was like, hot. That's hot. How can we make hot like? How can we poke fun at things? How can we make this kind of like a joke? And how can it stand for something? Like, because how many records are named Hot or something hot coming in? There's another record called Coming In Hot. I think it's a hip hop record. But I was like, what if HOT stood for something, right? So then I was like, House of Techno, because tech is like tech house, and tech house is so popular right now. It's like, it's almost a joke how in the dance community, it's a joke how popular tech house has become. So like true dance fans, a lot of true dance fans are like hating on Tech House or have a lot of jokes about it because it's so mainstream at this point. So this is sort of like, pulling from that. The Damn, I'm gonna take that out, and that's gonna be a rude ass fucking club horn. It's gonna be like some kind of crazy yeah, boom, 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 boom. So and there needs to be. I need to put a lead in that drop. The drop, it has too much space for the style of music that I'm making for this album. So like there's a lot of work to do on it. I would love to have Paris come in and recut that. That's hot cuz that's me imitating her obviously. And so I would love to have her come in and record that and then get her on a verse. And we could either make it her record and whatever. I'm open to a lot of things with it, but I think she's just such a cool human. I mean, just hanging out with her that one time that I did, they didn't know me. Her and Nicole, they didn't know who I was, and they were so cool to me. Like the whole night we danced, like we had a good old time, y'all. She's cool people. Like those girls, they're funny. They're so funny. And like who you see on TV, and like that's how they really are. Like they find humor in a lot of stuff. So I think she would hear this and see the humor in it and be like, "Oh my gosh, I want to get on it." So let's see if I can make that happen. Stay tuned. Stay tuned. Maybe she'll be a guest in a few weeks. You never know. Bitch, you never know. Oh. But yeah, everybody's saying get Paris on it. Paris got to get on it. And if she doesn't, then that's fine too. It's still gonna be a fire song. But I love this groove that Cheyenne has delivered. I want to just play the instrumental without the limiter on it. Such a good instrumental. That shit is a vibe. Cheyenne came through. Woo! Boom, boom, yeah, I'm so excited about this. The best part about this is the bass line is hot. The bass line is fire, and the drums. The reason that Cheyenne and I know each other is because of his drums. I heard his drums on a random underground track that he did, and I was like, these drums are so unique and original. And I need to see who this guy is. And so when we connected, it's been off to the races ever since with the two of us, and we have such a respect for each other's craft and what we do, even though we kind of live and exist in two different worlds as artists. We can come together on things like this. Everybody's saying we on 2,000 viewers. We got 2,000 viewers, y'all. um, Somebody said Slips Lips from Reddit said that baseline not as fire as them eyebrows. Thank you, honey. Thank you, though. You know, you know. I always say this: don't trust a bitch with bad eyebrows, y'all. Um, uh, Shane, I love you too. Somebody said I can feel your vibes through the screen. Damon said it has a Latin vibe to it. That's why I was saying it's like the cousin of Gringa. Like those two records could play right side by side. And I love the beginning. That's like that no sleep, going all in. What's the so deep? Probably should have stayed at home. I've been a bad girl. I'm probably gonna get a synth to follow my vocal on that. Probably should have stayed at home. I've been a bad girl. Oh well. No regrets. This techno music got me hot as hell. And then I'm burning up. So I'm probably going to get another singer to come in on that part because I want that like quintessential, like early 90s dance, Crystal Waters type vocal. So I'm probably gonna get another singer to either layer and do backgrounds with me on that, or just to come in and do that section. And then my I think my favorite part is the house of techno, cause it's just so like it's so rude. House of techno. So I don't know. I've been having so much fun, y'all. I'm really excited to finally have, this last track for the album done. I mean, it's not done. We'll have another month's worth of work on this, to be honest. This record will probably be finished in about a month. And then Automatic probably finished next week. Um After Party probably finished in 2 weeks. So we are coming up on, y'all, we're coming up on the end of EP number one, which is really exciting. um yeah, I'm super pumped and I feel so blessed to be able to share this process with you guys. To be here every week Wednesday at 4 p.m. If you're still tuned in right now, I see a lot of people still watching. Thank you, like, for just chilling and hanging out with me. Like I always say, this is the most fun part of my week. I am always um, checking my Instagram DMs. I love connecting with people. I love connecting with people one on one. Like I think it was because like my dad was a pastor. Like in the deep South, like growing up, and I don't know, like I just watched him my whole childhood, like performing. Pastors are performers, right? They get on stage every Sunday, every Wednesday. Like we was always at church. Always surrounded by gospel music. And after church, he would stay at my dad would stay at church, y'all, for hours after the show was over. I call it a show, the service. After the service was over, he would stay for hours and just like shake hands and say what's up. And I think that spirit lives within me too, from growing up and watching that. And so I love connecting with you guys one on one. We have a private Discord channel. If you're watching right now, it's a really exciting channel where we check in with each other, see how everybody's day is going. But also, there's a lot of different sections in there of things that we talk about: music, business topics, BL Builders, Bright Lights Builders, where we talk about the platforms that I'm building and developing. We talk about new artists that we love. I give you guys sneak peeks to the other songs on the album, which no one has heard yet. So there's a lot of really cool stuff that's happening in the Discord channel. If you want to be a part of that channel, send me a direct message on Instagram. If you're on Facebook right now, I see there's a lot of people on Facebook tuning in. I'm not really on Facebook DMs. I'm like one person. I'm like one human, right? So I have to pick like one platform to check DMs. So Instagram is the one platform that I'm always checking DMs on. So if you're on Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, Twitch, wherever you are right now, if you want to reach out to me directly, Instagram is the spot. I'll add you into the Discord channel. If you want notifications every time I go live, whether that's, here for making the album or from a red carpet or a show or, wherever I decide to go live, click this link up here at the top and you can put your phone number in and it'll send you a text every time I go live. And I really appreciate you guys for being here, for tuning in every single week. The family always comes through. It's so nice to see all you guys popping up, from Hector to Timon to Damon, Chloe, Colby, I mean, the list goes on and on. Lee's been coming through every week. Who Jakey? Just shout out to Jakey. Clarence. I'm just going through some of these messages. But yeah, I'm always around. Hit me up. If you speak Spanish, you can DM me in Spanish too. I like communicating in that way as well. So Timon was trying to get me to speak German, uh, and it's just so funny because I took German in college, but I was always calling out. Like I act like it's a job. I was just like not showing up essentially. um so I'd like know like barely like tiny bits of German. Simone was like sending me paragraphs in German. I'm like, bro, I cannot do it. But Spanish, hit me up. We could absolutely chat. That would be my pleasure. Yeah, so I look forward to connecting with all you guys. If you hit me up, let me know where you're from. It's always a pleasure to meet with fans from all around the world, and wait till you guys see what I'm developing, what I'm building. It's a platform that allows us to all connect in the same space. I always dreamed of having shows where, my super fans in Japan, Yuta Wolf in Japan, that I see every time I play Japan, he shows up with gifts, and and he's front row every time, like Yuta Wolf. And Ashley, who's not here with us today, but Ashley was on a few weeks ago, in Boston, or somebody else in Miami. Chloe, I think Chloe's in Long Island. Who else? Who else? Damon's in OC. I always had a dream and a vision to have an immersive show where we can all party in the same room together. And this is going to be so exciting and fun. And yeah, that's what we all have to look forward to: more connection, more fun. Yeah, and more music. More music. So, thank you guys so much for tuning in to Making the Album, episode 7. Wow, 2,100 viewers today. That's amazing. And I'm just so blessed and honored that you guys are here and that you're engaged. My gosh, I'm looking at the reactions. There's like 4,000 hearts. You guys are insane. I love you so much. There's almost 400 comments. You guys are amazing. The interaction here is just incredible. So with that, I'm gonna sign off. I love you guys so much. You are my family, and I can't wait to build more and more and more. So I'll see you guys next week, Wednesday. Let's talk on the Discord channel about a second live stream every week, maybe where we share new music. I love that idea. New music Mondays, motivation Mondays, something like that. That was a sick idea, Damon. All right. I love you guys. Big kisses. Mwah, mwah, mwah. Bye. And thank you, Peter, for helping today.